The following is not suitable for children under the age of 18. This show contains my own personal views and coarse language, with sexual themes that are all directed for entertainment purposes only. Welcome to the Sky Genie Show, the absolute worst show ever. We are on episode 19 of the Sky Genie Show. You can check us out on various platforms at our website, skygenieshow.weebly.com. There you'll find show archives of past shows, as well as bloopers, extras, as well as my own wishful thinking blog posts. Those you'll find exclusive, with some topics and thoughts that I don't make on the show, and it's totally free to go to. On Facebook, the Sky Genie Show page. There you can join in discussions with whatever you want to talk about in pro wrestling, or on the show, or whatever. I'm pretty much freelance. But if you're a douchebag, I kick you out, or I don't accept you. Either way. On Twitter, I'm at SDD916. There, I give show updates of what's going on with the show, with recordings. If I go to announce something, I usually announce it on Twitter. On Instagram, it's SkyGenie_1988. If you'd like to support the show, go to the homepage here on YouTube on my channel, and you will find a donation button. Your donations to the show go to improve audio quality and everything else about the show. Also check out shows like Wrestling Soup, who are on 9:30 on Thursdays every week, as well as on Saturday, the Saturday morning shitbox, and WWE Pay-Per-View Sundays. They recap the pay-per-views. On the same channel is the Don, Tony, Kevin Castle show, who does a podcast after every Raw, every Monday. Other shows to check out: Get in the Corner, that's DA, Dark Corner, that's on 9 o'clock every Wednesday, with Yuck Nasty and Dogger Baby. On Podbean, check out Solomonster Sounds Off, who drops an episode every Sunday, and even does extras on his YouTube channel. All these you can check out on Stitcher and iTunes and various other places, and be sure to check them out. Those wondering about Genie Jr, he accidentally punched the kid at school, and I don't see what the big deal is, but apparently the stuff about him being 34 and the kid being 12, and yeah, he is a special boy. We'll have some reviews to get through after the break. Are you a guy that likes sauce on your food? Whether it be tomato, barbecue, tartar sauce. Well, Creepy Jimmy has something for you. His wide range of special sauces. Creepy Jimmy has a wide range of his sauces in all the flavors you can imagine. There is even Creepy Jimmy's range of vinegar, and no way is it from his balls. Look out for Creepy Jimmy's special sauces in your sauce aisle today. Are you looking for useless junk of antiques? Well, go to Rusty Outdate's antique shop. He has a wide range of useless crap to your disposal, like a wireless radio from the 1920s, a sewing machine no one has used in 100 years, and watch him try to sell it to you like it's new, 'cause to him it is. We're pretty sure he has a mental issue. So go to Rusty Outdate's antique shop today. And we are back. So, after week 3 of my SmackDown experiment, you can tell from the reviews I've been watching other shows, mostly New Japan and Ring of Honor, and I believe this was the last week that I was doing the SmackDown experiment anyway. So next week I'll give my full report from this experiment, and I tell you what, I had not been missing anything of Raw, really. Like, I would hear what would happen on the show, if who wins and who appears and this and that. But I have not gone out of my way to watch the show or even look up results for the show. So I guess next week will be the return of the Raw reviews to my show, so expect boredom. And for some wrestling news, WWE Superstars is no more. WWE Superstars was a show for the undercards and pretty much showed clips of what happened on the main roster. As with the launch of 205, WWE has decided to drop WWE Superstars. Main event will now be recorded live before Raw. And really, when you think about it, nobody really watched that show anyway, did they? Did anybody ever really watch that show at all in its entirety? And I'm not talking about from the 90s, from when it actually came on TV and it got taken off and put on the network. Nobody watched it. Nobody cared. Goodbye. Billy Corrigan's lawsuit with TNA is apparently still active. Despite agreeing to a settlement, there has been difficulty in getting the papers signed, which has delayed the process. Final paperwork is expected to be signed this week or early next week. It is believed, once Billy Corrigan and TNA's lawsuit is settled, that Anthem Entertainment will announce that they have purchased the majority ownership of Impact Ventures. A number of Anthem lawyers have been seen at TNA offices recently. The next set of tapings are set in early January. And I'm wondering if, once this is all settled, if they're going to announce this after the new year or not. New year, new ownership, new direction. And I kind of hope that Anthem or whoever's in charge just changes the course of this company. Because the crap that goes on with this place, something needs to change. It either needs to change or die. That's simple. And now for the review of this New Japan Pro Wrestling World Tag Leagues Day 5. We have the same two rookies, Kane Mitsu and Kwato, open up the show. This is a really good, hard-hitting match. Really a lot of submissions. And what I found with these two, the submissions they were putting on each other actually looked real and looked pretty hard. I mean, the knife edge chops they were doing in the matches looked pretty brutal and pretty stiff. But the submissions looked pretty damn impressive. Kane Mitsu won with a Boston Crab, but if you saw the way he had him in, like, it looked believable. And it's very rare for anyone with a Boston Crab to beat anybody, but there you go. We then had an 8-man tag match with Makabe, Honma, Tagamask, and Jushin Liger versus David Finlay, Taguchi, Yoshitatsu, and Billy Gunn. This was an okay match. Can't say anything special about it. Winners were Makabe, Hanma, Tiger Mask, and Jushin Liger. We then had a 6-man tag match with Bushi, Evil, and Sonata versus Kushida, Shibata, and Yuji Nagata. This was a really good match. There was a bit of an exchange between Bushi and Kushida as they were immense in the feud, and I believe because Bushi actually beat Kushida at one stage for the Junior Heavyweight Championship. This was a good match and really fun, really hard fought, and it's a really good match. We then had an 8-man tag with the Bullet Club versus Chaos, and pretty much this has been this theme throughout the shows. The first half was pretty much it's the same team as day 1 and 3, and I'm not really getting sick and tired of seeing it because they're putting out pretty good matches here. This time Chaos got the win in the match to continue the feud. We then go to intermission, and after it is the World Tag League blocks for Block A. Hanae and Nakanishi versus Brian Breaker and Leland Race. This was a good match, but nothing special. And Breaker and Race got the win for this match. And then we got War Machine versus the Gorillas of Destiny. This happened to be a really good brawl that went all over the arena, which is rare for New Japan because usually in New Japan they usually stick to the matches in the ring, but this went everywhere. Really good fun brawl. Gorillas of Destiny getting the win here to advance in the tournament. We then had Rush and Naito versus Hangman Page and Takahashi of Bullet Club. This was a really good match that I thought Hangman Page was a lot better in. As I said in previous reviews of him, I think he's better in a tag team. He should not be a singles guy. If you've seen his work in Ring of Honor, he's not that great of a singles guy. He possibly could get better. I mean, he's still only a rookie, but I don't see him as a main event guy. I see him as more of a mid-card guy for anywhere, really. And in the main event for this show, Tenzan and Kojima versus Tanahashi and Juice Robinson, the former CJ Perkins in WWE. This was a really good main event. And as I said about Tenzan and Kojima, they're not going to put on like a good wrestling match, but they are going to still be able to give the drama of the match, and they really gave it here of selling and the need to win because these guys are at the tail end of their career, and Tenzan and Kojima got the win for this match. And overall, I thought it was a really good show for this one. And now for my SmackDown review. The show opens up with a SmackDown Women's Championship contract signing. And just like how all contract signings go in the WWE, it ends up in a brawl with Becky Lynch going through a table. There was a spot that I did see with Becky Lynch, I guess it was a hip toss with Alexa Bliss, where she almost hit her neck on the table, and it looked pretty damn close. We then had the tag team match with Dolph Ziggler and Kalisto versus Baron Corbin and The Miz. This was really a nothing match. Match ended on DQ when Baron Corbin hits Kalisto with a steel chair, so Ziggler and Kalisto win via DQ. And nothing special to talk about. Backstage on the Titantron, they have the Wyatt family cutting a promo about their matches. We then had Carmella come out and cut a promo on Nikki Bella, talking about how bad she is. No one cared one bit. Nikki Bella comes out, beats it down Carmella. No one cared about that either. I really don't think anybody cares about the feud. I'm hoping this is the opener for the card, so it's over and done with. Or if you gotta do it in the middle of the show, that's when I'm refreshing and getting more drinks. So I guess there is a purpose for this match. It's the refresher match. We then had an Ambrose Asylum with James Ellsworth. Dean Ambrose is interviewing James Ellsworth about his WWE contract. After a while, AJ Styles comes out and runs down James Ellsworth and Dean Ambrose. Ends up in a brawl. AJ Styles hits a style clash from the stairs to the floor outside the ring. I thought it was pretty brutal for that. I'm not even saying that was bad. I thought it was okay. But the brutality of taking out James Ellsworth. And I'm just wondering, because one thing that sort of had me thinking is James Ellsworth going to be added to the match at TLC? And here's my thinking of this. Sometimes you got to do surprises, and it doesn't need to be built up that it has to be in a title match. You could just probably add him at the event, at last minute. James Ellsworth, to me, could easily be that babyface that almost gets it, but don't. And it'll be pretty interesting to see the interaction between Ambrose and James Ellsworth in that match. We then move on to the second match of the night. Yes, this was a 3-match show. And it was Kane versus Luke Harper in a boring and terrible match. Nothing really of note happened, and I mean, I like Kane. I mean, when I first got into wrestling, and there's probably a lot of Kane fans out there that used to like Kane coming out and destroying people. He's not the Kane he used to be. And that's the issue here when you stay here too long and you become part of the furniture, which is pretty much what Kane is. Kind of like what Big Show is on Raw. The thing is with Big Show, you're not seeing him so often, which is a kind of a smart thing, but I think that's a case where it's a little bit too late for that. Kane, you kind of get that bit too. Like, you'll get him in a few matches here and there, and after a while you won't see him for a few months. That has been the theme this year of these guys, and it should be like that, because it was back in the day you had guys like Andre the Giant or Big John Studd or King Kong Bundy, and you probably wouldn't see these guys every week. Like Andre the Giant you'd see probably twice a year, yet he'll be going around the country in matches. With Big Show, you could probably have him come out for like the SummerSlam or Survivor Series of WrestleMania, coming out maybe beating a guy, going over. Like, I can understand, but people don't like that they squash new talent. But with guys like Big Show and Kane, well, it's got to be, you got to think it as like believable, and anyone there, go up and punch Big Show in the face in an actual fight. Do you think you're really going to last? No, you're not. As soon as he grabs you or hits you, you're down. That's a fact of life. But match-wise, this was pretty terrible. Kane went over, and thank God it's over. Backstage, Renee interviews Becky Lynch about her injury and the match. And all I heard was little bitch. And I don't know if I have a thick accent to other people out there, but people with thick accents, sometimes you can't understand them. What might be normal to them isn't normal to anybody else. The only time you really understand what they say is when they swear. Saying fuck, shit, cunt, whatever. That grabs your attention. But when they say anything else, it doesn't. We then go to the main event with American Alpha versus Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton for the number one contendership for the tag team titles at TLC. I thought this was a really good main event match. I like Randy Orton when he's a heel. Don't get me wrong, babyface Randy Orton's good too, but as a heel, he's a lot more better. It's no secret that I was a fan of Randy Orton when he was a heel in 2009. He'd just be RKOing people, kicking people in the head. Can't do that now because of the concussion bullshit. But evil heel, sadistic Randy Orton over babyface Randy Orton, any day. Orton hit a really, really good superplex, which is a tribute to his dad, Bob Orton, who came up with the move. Luke Harper causes a distraction when they do a lights out bit, and Wyatt and Orton get the win. After the match, they cut backstage to interview Slater and Rhino. AJ Styles comes in and says no one cares about the tag team title match, and that's all about him. Rhino steps up to him, and they jaw jack back and forth until Ambrose comes in, and Styles and Ambrose brawl to end the show. Overall, it wasn't a must-see show, and this is a show leading into their pay-per-view. I mean, you can't be a winner every week, but yeah, this wasn't really a good show at all. And now for day 6 of the New Japan Pro Wrestling World Tag League. Just like day 2 and 4, this is broken up into 4 matches. First up is Billy Gunn and Yoshitatsu versus Evil and Sonata. And I thought this was an okay match, with Evil and Sonata getting the win. The way they're booking Evil and Sonata, it looks like my pick is for them to win the tournament, as I don't believe they have lost a match. But Evil and Sonata go over, and in the next match, was pretty interesting. Was a full-on Bullet Club match. It was Bad Luck Fale and Bone Soldier versus Chase Owens and Kenny Omega. I thought it was pretty funny. It was definitely a match that sort of spits in the face of Japanese tradition, but that's what Bullet Club's meant to be all about. Kenny Omega wants Bone Soldier to lie down so he can get the easy win. Omega tries to get Bad Luck Fale to talk Bone Soldier into it, but Bone Soldier won't lay down. He pretty much takes the fight to him. Bad Luck Fale comes out when Kenny Omega looks like he's going to hit the finisher. Instead of helping Kenny Omega, he ends up helping his tag team partner. Despite Bone Soldier's best efforts, Omega and Owens get the win and advance. The next match was Makabe and Hanma versus Shibata and Yuji Nagata. This was a really good match. Shibata is probably the best wrestler in New Japan right now. Shibata and Yuji Nagata go over in this match, beating last year's winners of the World Tag League, which is quite interesting. We then get to the main event, and in this one it's the Chaos match with members of Chaos. It was Goto and Ishii versus Okada and Yoshihashi. This is a really good epic main event. Words can't even describe how good this match was. Definitely something you should check out for yourself to see. Overall, I thought it was a very interesting show with interesting matches throughout the show, except for the first one. but you can't have more. But that's day 6. And that'll be it for this episode of the Sky Genie Show. Please like and subscribe to my channel. And if you can, please donate. Your donations go towards improving audio quality and pretty much everything of the show. Just go to the home page of my YouTube account and you'll find a little box there that says donate. Otherwise, this show will remain free. Thank you for listening.